And then you get into today where you see cultural appropriation, lots of people doing inappropriate Halloween costumes that use blackface. And so these webs kind of spin out really quickly.
That your last comment there about how we still see this today, that really ties in. We have a caller. Bill has a question about evidence of present day organizations having connections to the stories that you're talking about now. Bill, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I do a lot of work for the Democratic Party, and a lot of times when I'm talking to people in the African American community, you know, they bring up the fact that the Democrats were heavily involved in the Ku Klux Klan, and it's like, well, how do we change that history? How do we kind of switch it where we can tell them it was actually the Republicans and not the Democrats that were involved in the Ku Klux Klan? I mean, how do we lie to people?
Okay, not quite sure how I follow that one, right? I mean,
yeah, I think what you're pointing to is not necessarily like a lie. It's a fundamental misunderstanding about history, right? It's this kind of like, and I think this is what makes it hard. I have this conversation a lot with people on my staff and with community that I talk to, is that we live in a world where we want things really quickly. We want simple answers. We want 1 or 2 sentences. In public history, that's what we do as well, right? Like, we can't often provide the deep context we want. So for example, we have a blog post on minstrelsy. It's like 7,000 words. In the exhibit that we're putting on in the fall of 2022, we might get 300 words to talk about minstrelsy, because we have all these other histories to tell too. And so we're like limited to sound bites, let's say, right? Little snippets of the story. We can't tell the full context. And that's like a really popular snippet. I see that all the time on Twitter, right? People saying, oh, well, it's the Democrats who are the Klan, actually. It's a fundamental misunderstanding about history. People don't understand that parties change, that their values shift, right? That what were the Democrats then actually aren't what we consider the Democrats now. But it takes too long to learn that and to explain that. People want something quick and snippy, and misinformation. We live in a culture where it spreads really easy. So it's less about like the lie of it and how do we convince people of a lie. It's like we do a very bad job educating people about history now, about the truthful history now.
We want a straight line from A to B, and it doesn't get you there. Thank you for that question, Bill. I appreciate it.